All right, we're here with Ari Goldberg of StyleCaster. What's StyleCaster all about?
StyleCaster, we started on day one with the mission of style to the people. The idea was to create the leading social media platform for people that are passionate about style, creating a social platform that's really powered by premium content and thought leadership, bringing together the ideas of content, community, and commerce in one cohesive experience.
And how much do you think people realize how much of an influence style has on their everyday life?
That's a very good question. I think people are starting to realize. I think the idea of design is starting to infiltrate more aspects of our lives than ever before, because at the end of the day, like we just spoke about, the difference between Nike and Adidas is so subtle, right? They're both tennis shoes. You can use them to play basketball, you use them to go running in. The connotation of the brand that Nike puts forth, that design element, is so much inherent in what makes it such a great brand. So I think we're going to see that throughout all industries, more focus on style.
Do you think Apple's had a big role in that?
I mean, arguably the greatest brand in the world, what Jobs had done with the attention to detail and product design. But as Jay from Ford mentioned earlier, it wasn't just about the product looking great, because there's a lot of great looking products. It was about the product functioning great, and I think it was the marriage of these two. We used to only talk about functionality, now we're only talking about design. It's really, I believe, the culmination of both that makes things so special.
You have an interesting resume. You helped LeBron James make his business decisions. How much pressure is a celebrity like him under to make the perfect business decision?
I think people in general are under immense pressure, let alone celebrities that are in the public spotlight. I was speaking earlier and I was talking about LeBron. I was with a friend watching the NBA Finals, and people had criticized him for his post-game interview, and I said, let me ask you a question. How many people in this room have ever been on national TV? Zero. Now, how many of you zero people that have ever been on national TV have ever had to do your job on national TV, night in, night out? And then of those, which none of you have, ever had to be interviewed on national TV about what just happened. So the pressure that our athletes and our entertainers and our celebrities face on a day-to-day basis, they really are geniuses and really, really special beings for their ability to just understand and deal with that pressure.
It's one thing for the big companies to be able to use pop culture and celebrities to build their brand and get their message across. What's your best advice for a small business that doesn't have those resources to reach their demo and reach the pop culture cool factor?
I mean, it's a phenomenal question, and I actually think it's a little counterintuitive, because in the past it was so much about the big brands getting the big endorsers, getting the big celebrities. Now you see a lot of startups finding very innovative ways. I think about my friend Diego Verdakin that just started Beachman, Styleman, Shoeman. It's a startup. Thankfully, it's raised a lot of money. It's doing very well. But even early on, they were able to attract Rachel Bilson and all sorts of different people. They now have Justin Timberlake doing linens. If you can create a great product and create a great brand and create a compelling story, there's a lot of ways to get special people involved, whether they're celebrities or not.
And last question, you asked the panel to name one trend and one designer or athlete who inspires you. What's your answer?
I think from a trend perspective, this idea of convergence, collaboration and convergence to me is so fascinating. I think we're going to see brands collaborating with brands. I think we're going to see brands collaborating with consumers. I think we're going to see brands collaborating with retailers, all sorts. And I think you're going to see convergence from no longer it just being music or TV or sports or entertainment or fashion, but all those things really coming together. And then across the board, I mean, there's so much talent out there. So much of what digital and social media has done is leveled the playing field so real talent can rise up. I'm biased. I'm a sports fan. I think sports is the last great meritocracy. LeBron can't be LeBron unless he goes out and has 30 points and 10 rebounds every night. I think LeBron's at the forefront. The Olympics are coming up. We're going to see some great stars emerge. The UEFA Cup's happening right now. People like Ronaldo. You have people in music. Justin Bieber is just mind-blowing in terms of what he's been able to put together. Artists like Drake. And then all across the board. Fashion, art, all sorts of amazing things happening in our world today.